get things started.
Thank you. I just got back from London, where I went to the Palladium for the first time in 7 years. Last time I was there, I was doing Sister Act, and my mom passed, so I abruptly left and came back and haven't been back for 7 years. So I went and had a really good time, and I did a show called Graham Norton, which is a show that you can see on BBC America, but I also did a show called Loose Women, which is a show that is very close to what we do, except they don't do any politics. They're not really allowed to do it. But they were so great, they made me these shoes. It says Loose Women. And they also brought me a cup, which says Loose Women Whoopee. And so they were so kind. It was such a good time that I just felt I needed to bring the cup back. I'm so thrilled. I love London. And it was an amazing trip. And as you can hear, I'm slightly hoarse. But I've been hoarse before. I've had stranger things in my mouth.
We missed it.
I was referring to the frog in my throat.
Well, we missed you, Whoopi. We missed you. And she brought the most amazing gifts for all of us as well.
From Fortnum and Mason, which is one of my other favorite places to be. And I took my grandson with me. This was the first time he'd ever been out of the country. And it was all I could do to get him back on the plane.
Oh, London is wonderful.
He was like, I am not going.
How old is he?
18.
Yeah. Oh, I was like thinking little.
No.
Age though.
No.
You go because you can really enjoy it.
London everything. And it's an extraordinary city for everyone. And I also thanked all those women, because apparently the Women's March in London was much bigger than people led us to believe. Women came out and they just wanted us to know that they stood with women who want to be respected and treated right. And it was a whole thing.
That's awesome.
So lots to all those women. So at last night's Grammy Awards, they had some technical difficulties, apparently. A mic cut out during Lady Gaga and Metallica's performance. And right before Adele stepped in, it happened in the middle of her George Michael tribute. Take a look.
Fast love. I know it's live TV, I'm sorry. I can't do it again like last year. I'm sorry for swearing and I'm sorry for starting again. Can we please start it again? I'm sorry, I can't mess this up for me. I'm sorry.
That's a real performance. You know, she wanted it to be right, and she didn't want to just carry on. And when you're doing a tribute to someone who you actually respect, you want to get it right. And yeah, Adele, you're the real deal, honey. We know that.
Beautiful.
But she apparently is also the big winner of the evening. She's always shocked that she's a big winner, but she took home 5 Grammys.
Yeah, for her.
And so what did you see last night that you liked?
I forgot that Hello came out this year, because I feel like with how much it's been spoofed and played, and that it'd been out for a couple years, but she won across the boards for really Hello.
Yeah, I mean, I love Adele, and she was so amazing in terms of her performance last night, but I was disappointed that Beyonce didn't win Album of the Year for Lemonade. Yeah, it's just, for me, it was so transformative. I mean, it talked about Black female empowerment. It made Black women feel strong and capable and beautiful. And it was just a reflection of Black beauty for me. And when you look at her video and you see the little boy standing in front of the police and the signage that says, "Please don't kill us," it was such a political statement for Beyonce and for Black women. I don't think it got the homage that it should have received. And I think Adele agreed, because she broke her Grammy in half and gave it to Beyonce.
She
and so, you know, I just, that was the one piece for me that I was very surprised at.
Adele was my shining moment, though, for those two things. First of all, showing everyone what a performer should be, that you are willing to interrupt your act and say, I'm paying tribute to someone, I'm going to do this right or I'm not going to do it at all. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And then breaking your Grammy in half, just showing that, you know what, we can share this because I believe in you, you believe in me.
Yeah.
She's just such a model citizen of what a performer should be.
And you know, what was interesting, she also said to Beyonce, the way that you make me and my friends feel, the way you make my black friends feel is empowering, and you make them stand up for themselves, and I love you. So she gave the homage that I thought that Beyonce deserved.
It's always hard when you're talking art, though, because I feel like I love that she did that, because there's such a humility to Adele. But it's so hard when you're choosing between people, because you're, at the same time, you can't equate art. You know, like,
it's very
in some ways, when you look at these awards, everyone up there is so amazing.
They're so talented.
Yeah.
But I
you
also
don't get
thought
nominated unless you actually can do the work.
James Corden did such a good job with award shows and people struggling hosting. This karaoke part, I have to say, and I love each and every person in this picture, come on, you got to up your game with Neil Diamond. That's my man. I love Neil Diamond.
I didn't know the words to Sweet Caroline a lot of
And that was the funniest thing, because they all kicked in at the chorus. They're like, there's a, sweet Caroline. Like, the whole part leading up to it, I
noticed that.
They're all turning around and hugging each other and trying to look away. I was like, oh.
See, for me, I don't know all the words either. So
I know
was like,
every
thank God it
word.
was
You know
not
the
just me.
end, right?
You know the end.
Well, you have to. It's like every wedding you've been to, every dance you've been, I mean, every drunk bar song you've
When I
It's a drunk karaoke bar song, let's be honest. It kind of is a drunk bar karaoke song.
I don't know where you're doing karaoke. But, you know, no, it's not surprising. I mean, because what people usually hear is Sweet Caroline. Everybody knows that part. I mean, I know the hook of all songs. I know all the hooks. I know none of the words to the rest of them.
Right.
You know, because all you hear is in the commercials, that's all you hear. So that's what sort of people know.
Yeah.
And
I think my dad's obsessed with Neil Diamond, so we grew up on every road trip listening and watching Jazz Singer, the movie, and so I probably know too much Neil Diamond.
Isn't that endearing, though? When I see performers that don't know words, it's like actors when you see their blooper reels. It makes them feel human to me. I'm like, well, that would be me. I wouldn't know the words. I wouldn't get the lines right, so I like it.
Blue Ivy popped in. Did you see her running in the feet?
She stole the show. She stole the show.
You know, we talk about the Grammys. We lost a Grammy-winning legend yesterday, Al Jarreau, honey. Al Jarreau. You know, only 76, but that voice, you know that voice, and when you hear him sing, I mean, if you don't know his work, just take a minute. Look up Al Jarreau and just listen and understand why people, you know, really feel this loss largely. And as if our new education secretary, Betsy DeVos, doesn't have people worried enough, the U.S. Department of Education posted a tribute to civil rights and education pioneer W.E.B. Du Bois and misspelled his name.
Come on.
Their follow-up tweet did not really help because it read, our deepest apologies for the earlier...
Apologizes.
Yeah.
See, I can't make them look bad twice.
Yeah,
maybe it's
you know, so perhaps a spell check.
Maybe it's a foreshadowing to what's to come.
Hopefully not.
Well, I understand she got quite a chewing out from a lot of teachers the other day when she said, first day on the job, where are the pencils? Somebody wrote, at the store, bitch.
Protesters blocked her entry into a middle school.
Because teachers buy their own supplies.
Yes, they do.
And if you don't know that and you are the head of education, you got a problem,
That's
bitch.
remarkable.
I'll tell you what was interesting. But
how could you not know
I'll tell you why. Because what was interesting to me as a former teacher, I've taught in private schools where it's $40,000 a year for tuition. Oftentimes you don't buy your own supplies. So to me that spoke volumes about what does she really know about people who are working in public education. Because I have friends in there that had to go to the store and buy their own supplies.
bought her own supplies for her students.
Well, it brings
Construction
it back
paper,
to
all
she has
sorts
no
of things.
experience with public education.
And you know
the
what,
problem.
Betsy? If you really want to do something that'll be helpful, take some of your money, put it into the education system so teachers can actually concentrate on teaching and not worrying if their supplies are going to last. Because remember, we don't pay them enough. Exactly. So they're not only taking their money, taking care of our kids, but they also have children and a family to raise too. So if you really want to help, Betsy, you want people to think you actually are up on top of stuff, go in your pocket and take care of the 50 states to put some money out. Today, I'm just saying.
And run a spell check. Run a spell check.
Well, you know what? Or look, you know, there's enough places to look it up, so we're going to help you because today's Black History Month, FYI, guess who we're honoring? W.E.B. Du Bois, who was an educator, an author, a civil rights activist, and the first black man to earn a doctorate. He also published the very first case study of an American black community, the Philadelphia Negro, co-founded the NAACP, fought to free African colonies from European powers, and sadly, passed away the day before Martin Luther King's iconic I Have a Dream speech. If you want to do Black history, do your homework.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Still ahead, Miller time for Trump. Forget Kellyanne and Spicer. Find out why his senior policy advisor's going viral for his fiery rant. This February, The View is on fire.
You have a little spice, a little fire.
Burning things up with the hottest topics. And just look who's firing things up this week. Rodney and Holly Robinson Peete, Bob Odenkirk, Ice Cube. And get this, Guy Date Friday is back.
Just wait till you see the guys that we have lined up for you on Friday.
Because Friday, we're laughing with the hilarious Trevor Noah.
TGIF.
And our political view is sizzling when Senator Chuck Schumer hits the table.
Wait for that one.
Told ya.
That's what we do.
We're serving things up hot on The View all February.
Welcome back. God bless SNL, honey. God bless SNL. They have devoted a lot of airtime to having fun with the new administration. But they're getting criticized for putting Kellyanne Conway in a Fatal Attraction parody.
So good.
Some critics say that this crossed the line. Do you think that this crossed the line?
SNL had its highest ratings in 6 years on Saturday, and I know President Trump likes to talk about those, so it'd be interesting. I know he's had a lot of criticisms of how they've done this year, but I think they're just giving us too much material.
It's satire, though. It's supposed to be sort of pushing the bounds, right? It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. Well, Fatal Attraction is my favorite movie.
I love that.
Right? I mean, I was waiting for her to say, I feel you, I speak, you know, the whole thing. I taste you, Dan. It's my favorite. I drink you, I smell you, I taste you, Whoopi. But seriously, I thought that it was really, really well done.
It's really funny.
done.
Between this and Melissa McCarthy as Spicy, it is great. And I think look, if SNL's picking on you, you've arrived. So any political figure out there, you should be, if it were me, I would be loving it and laughing at it. You can't laugh at yourself, you got a problem. That's how I feel about it.
And Kellyanne did something that Trump has not been able to do, which is she did laugh at it. She tweeted, Jake Tapper and I spoke this morning just before brunch time. No boiling bunnies on the menu. So, and then Jake Tapper, he tweeted, not after that, before that actually, he just wrote, That's all I can tweet.
It's so great.
I think it's a great thing, and every president gets.
Yeah.
No one's immune.
You know, nobody's immune. And, you know, I know a lot of people like myself don't like to call the other guy the president because I actually think it is Bannon. But I do think that, yeah, I'm back. I think this is something that he's, you know, listen, the more you fight it, the more fun it's going to be to do it to you.
Yeah, it's true.
It's that simple. And Kellyanne and Spicer may be spared on the next episode of SNL because Trump's policy advisor, Stephen Miller, apparently appeared on several news shows this week and let loose. Prepare yourself because it's, you know what, I'm not doing this bad joke. Watch the clip.
Do you feel like you and your staff there that you're in control of events at the White House?
I think to say that we're in control would be a substantial understatement. The end result of this, though, is that our opponents, the media, and the whole world will soon see, as we begin to take further actions, that the powers of the president to protect our country are very substantial and will not be questioned. It is a fact, and you will not deny it, that there are massive numbers of non-citizens in this country who are registered to vote. That is a scandal. We should stop the presses. That's the story we should be talking about, and I'm prepared to go on any show, anywhere, anytime, and repeat it.
All right, Mr. Miller, we're expecting to see you here.
Oh!
Now, you know, because just because you keep saying it does not make it correct. They have debunked the fact that there was voter fraud. It's debunked. The guys whose material you used in all your talking points has said it's not true. It's not true. It didn't happen. So, my friend, you said you're prepared to come on. Come on, man, because we have questions we love to talk to you about.
Great. Eerie did his tone sound in some of those clips? It almost looks like it's Game of Thrones. Like he had a look in his eye, and I was waiting for scary music to start. Winter is coming.
That's interesting because if you look at his background, he's a far-right ideologue. His history shows that. This is a guy, he was a top aide to Jeff Sessions. He worked for Michelle Bachmann, and it was interesting because a guy, Alex Conan, who was an aide to Marco Rubio, who's a very well-respected Republican among people on the left and right, said, and I quote, "Stephen was the kind of guy who would make a passionate ideological argument to a room full of people who were there to make pragmatic decisions." He's not a pragmatist. So even what he was saying that I could agree with when he was talking about how the Obama administration, you know, had labeled these 7 countries as a potential problem and talking about how it's not a Muslim ban, there were components that I found myself policy-wise agreeing with, but his delivery was not to make the masses understand his perspective. Right. It was not to reach out to the center and say, this is our justification for why we're doing this, try to understand it. It was far-right ideology, and that's not persuasive
and also,
or effective.
Let's not make this mistake. It is a Muslim ban, and here's why it's a Muslim ban.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the other hand.
It's the other hand.
Yeah.
Because I noticed as I saw periodically, I happened to see some stuff on television. I didn't notice that they were gathering up illegal Greeks who weren't supposed to be here, or illegal Spaniards who aren't supposed to be, illegal Africans who aren't supposed to be here. So it is a Muslim ban. It is a Muslim ban. And you're going after, I see you also going after picking up Latin people.
Yeah, ICE raids.
And I did not see, because if you're concerned about the criminals who are here, then where's the rest of them? Because I'm not seeing a wide range of criminals. And I believe that, I know, and I believe it would go a long way to take away the stink from Muslim ban. You know, you can't get around the fact, and you know, this is not Nazi Germany, man. This is not Nazi Germany, and as long as the Constitution and those judges, as long as those judges are in place and all those people who are in place to make sure this doesn't turn into some crazy country, you're going to get pushback because the president has wide-reaching abilities. He does not have the ability to poop on the Constitution.
Yeah, not unfettered.
He doesn't.
It's not unfettered.
We'll be back.
Later, driven to divorce? Why, one guy says Uber exposed him as a cheater, and he's suing them for $48 million.
We always like to sort of give you the information as we have it. So we're going to continue this conversation a little bit. You are about, who was about, I cut somebody off. Was it you?
We were talking at the break, and I was saying that, you know, the one thing that concerns me is you hear this guy, Stephen Miller, say the president has unfettered discretion in putting out these executive orders. That is not true. The Supreme Court has oftentimes gone in and analyzed whether or not the executive order is constitutional, and that's what you were saying, Whoopi. The bottom line is, does the president have a lot of discretion? Absolutely. Does the president have a lot of power? Absolutely. But the Constitution has more power. That is the bottom line. And that's why you have 3 judges. You have judges all over the country. You have lawyers from the ACLU all over the country saying, guess what, Mr. President? We are here. We're holding you accountable, and the Constitution holds you accountable.
I think the concern is from people looking at it, sometimes often saying, we've talked about this judicial activism, the concept of courts being activist courts and overstepping their boundaries and taking authority away from the president that's constitutionally designated to him. In other words, maybe these judges don't have access to the national security information that's causing him to make these decisions about these 7 countries.
Doesn't matter. He has to go within the law.
It has to be
within the law.
And that's a misnomer, this whole notion of judicial activism. Guess what? A judge's job is to be active in interpreting the law.
Now let's say,
That's what judges do.
Specific, however, to the Supreme Court, because other judges, will make decisions and say, my religion. But once they get to that Supreme Court, that's what that's about.
But outside the Supreme Court, if you're talking about judges around the country, the sentiment is, how do these judges around the country, how are they tapped in to top secret national security information that are causing the president of the United States to make these decisions? And I want to ask you, though, if he had come out and said these 7 countries are an issue, and here's why, because the vetting process on that end is not working. Here's why Saudi Arabia is not on the list, because Saudi Arabia is helping us with the vetting. Would that have made you more comfortable from a legal stand for him to make those decisions?
May I?
Yes,
please. Here's the thing. When all of this went on, when these countries got on this list, it's because Obama saw that there were some loopholes he wanted to get rid of. That's why he got rid of them. And he said, these are the places we are pinpointing. He didn't create a ban. He didn't say you can't come in. He made the loopholes really tight. What most people don't realize is how hard it is to get into this country.
Yes.
It is very, very hard. And the people he hurt with this ban are people who have been vetted, who have gone through the process, and have done all the stuff that everybody says they've got to go through the right channels. Well, all these people did. So you have to, so what the courts would have said to him is, Mr. President, here's what you can do. Here's why you can't do this, because this has already been taken care of by law.
Can I ask you a question, though? Actually, legally speaking, Sonny, when people keep saying it's unconstitutional, which I agree, it's in the spirit it's unconstitutional, do people abroad have the same rights? Because
That's a great question, because I heard a lot of the Trump surrogates saying these immigrants don't have constitutional rights. They guess what? When you are coming into this country, you do get the protection of the Constitution. And if you look at the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, it's been on the books for a long time. No person shall receive any preference or priority or be discriminated against in the issuance of an immigrant visa because of the person's race, sex, nationality, place of birth, or place of residence.
So that applies to refugees and everyone.
Absolutely, coming in, because
just race. What if it's not based on race or ethnicity, but it's based on origin? In other words, if you have, 50-something countries that are majority Muslim countries that aren't on this list, and you have 7 that are, and he's saying it's because they've been labeled countries of concern, we're just going to hold them for 90 days, we're going to check the vetting process, we're going to make sure everything's okay, and then we're going to open up the gate.
Had he done it legally, that would be one thing.
Would be no
but Giuliani told us very, very clearly that the intent behind it was to prevent Muslims from coming into this country.
We're on the same page in that it's the rollout. The way it was rolled out.
It's more than the rollout. It's the intent.
It's the intent.
It's the illegality of it.
And also, when you read, that would
told us what it was.
That would also mean that they would have to go through each person and see what their background is, where they're coming from, what they're doing. They do that. That's what they're doing.
2 years.
That's what it takes. Yes,
long
it takes
process.
a long time to come in to this country. And, you know, contrary to what you've been told, and all you got to do is read the Constitution. I know. All you have to do is read the Constitution. It says we don't discriminate that way. Not for religion, not for race, we don't do that. But we will look at your background because we want to make sure you're coming in. If he had done it lawfully, the conversation would not be had.
Yeah.
But the fact that the guy won't even admit that he made a mistake is the problem. We'll be right back. So welcome back. A guy in France is suing Uber for $48 million because of a glitch in the app that sent his travel information to his wife's phone. And when his wife saw where he was going, it led to their divorce. Can you explain this story? Because
He had used her phone and had logged into his Uber account, and even though he says he logged out of it, there is a glitch with the app that it sent notifications of his account rather than hers. And I mean, I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but don't cheat, dude. Like, what?
He was just Ubering everywhere. Ubering.
Don't go on the record for that.
But the technology today.
I think she set him up.
You think so?
I think she thought something was going on and she let him use her phone and then did something and said, oh, yes, mon cher. I see now where you have been going. And now we do how you say the divorce.
Maybe smart.
Maybe.
That's smart because the technology will trap you. You know, everybody loves the technology and, oh, the technology, my phone tracks everything, this, that. Yeah, your phone tracks everything and this, that. So you got to be careful if you hand your phone off to somebody, or that's a smart woman right there. If you suspect something and you look that
Pokemon Go
up.
busted one dude. Remember the guy we talked about?
Yeah.
Because he killed one of the things in Brooklyn, I think it was,
Right.
and it was not where he lived.
Yeah, it's not where he was supposed to be.
Yeah, but
Gotta not play with people's phones.
Can you sue though, Sonny, for this? I mean, personal responsibility.
I mean, this
Come
is
on.
French. This is French law. But you
Anybody can sue
you
anybody for
anything.
anything.
Whether or not they'll be
Is there a
successful.
case to be had here? It's Uber's
so.
fault?
How embarrassing
French law
for
may
the
be
dude.
different. But you know what's interesting to me? People that like stalk their other half on social media and on phones. Like, I think once you start looking, there's a reason why you're looking. I don't do that. No.
Yeah, but he's got to man up eventually.
I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
do
that's
that.
what she said. We will be right back.
Next, love Oprah? Then you're gonna fall hard for View Your Deal, because we partnered with vendors for up to 67% off her latest batch of favorite things. So tomorrow, we've got a Valentine's Day treat.
I have an idea.
Because live from the View studio, it's the Viewlywed Game. Which celebrity couple knows their partner best? Who will win a tropical trip to paradise?
You're welcome.
Find out tomorrow on The View.
Hearing that Oprah loves something is pretty much the only seal of approval I need. So today we partnered with vendors for up to 67% off stuff she and the editors of O Magazine adore, but it's only while supplies last. So let's get shopping with creative director Adam Glassman. So great to have you. I am so glad people like you exist. I was just telling you that I never want to do the work to find good stuff, so you
Well, we do it for
all
you.
the legwork.
We do it for you, and Oprah does it for everyone. Truly. We're going to start off with, this is what we all need in the winter because our hands are so dry and they're cracked. This is a hot wax paraffin treatment. You pop this in a microwave for 2 minutes. Then you wear these gloves on your hands and your feet. They become soft and smooth instantly. It's great for stiff joints. It's great for people with arthritis. It's great just to have smooth skin.
It's great for the winter period.
Totally great.
Yeah.
Okay, originally they're $33. Today they're going to be $16.50. Free shipping as well. 50% off. Yes. free
my
shipping.
favorite.
But I love these.
These are great.
Okay. These are some of my favorite travel organizational pieces from Person. We all need
these
to be
are so
organized,
cute.
whether we're on the go or at home. They have all of these little magic compartments and all of these little pockets. Your jewelry will not be tangled. Your small items will be safe
so
and
annoying.
sound. Your makeup all has things. This is one of my favorite pieces. This is a travel pillow organizer. Put this on. We all know what a travel pillow is, but this has all this. You put your glasses, your passport, your phone. So when you're on the plane, you don't lose it because we all lose stuff in that front seat compartment.
Or not
This is
on the plane,
genius.
just to walk through hallways. I have nowhere to
okay.
put my phone.
Okay. The price normally is $24 to $118. Today it's going to be $12 to $59. Okay. We are going to dress up our jeans
These
and
are
our gowns.
gorgeous.
These are gorgeous. These are tortoise-colored clutches with actual genuine mother of pearl inlay. A lot of these that you find out there have decals.
Yeah.
This is an actual handmade. You could put your names on them. They're great clutches, bright pink inside. You could
so
also
cute.
wear them on your shoulder. This is a great classic piece that will never go out of style. Mother's Day is ahead of us. Think of this as a great investment. It's from Moon and Lola. Normally they're $298. Our deal today is going to be $149.
These are
50%
so cute.
off. They're super cute. And now you have one for yourself. Yes. Okay.
I mean, nobody else wants the Sarah one, so.
Honestly, this is one of my favorite new finds. It's a flint. It is a retractable.
Oh, I need this in my
no,
life.
this is genius. And refillable lint roller. What's so great is it's so small it will fit into your purse. You could have it in every desk drawer. You could have it in your car. No more lint, no more pet hair, ever.
I have a dog and I carry one of those other ones and it always collects
Yes.
everything in my purse.
That's perfect. So we are doing today a set of 2 plus 6 refills. Normally it's $38. It's going to be $19 today, 50% off, and free shipping.
Free shipping!
Yes. Okay.
I will order anything with free
Yes.
shipping.
We love to dress up, and this is something great from Rustic Cuff. You're wearing them right now. These are Stingray cuffs.
These are
This
so
is a new
cute.
take on something we had on Favorite Things this year. They come in 5 colors. You can get them with gold or silver. They're beautiful stacked up.
Yeah, they're
or with
so
other arm
cute.
candy, or wear them alone. They're
Rustic
really
Cuff does a great job.
They do a great job. And wait till you hear this price. Normally they're $118. Today they're going to be $38. That is 67% off.
Amazing.
It's amazing. This is a great buy today.
And that's another good Mother's Day gift.
Terrific.
the
Mother's Day
ladies in your
gift.
life.
Okay, well, this is something else from Commando.
We're going to talk intimate wear?
We're going to talk intimate wear. We're going to talk sleepwear. We're going to talk activewear. Commando does the best fabrics
Oh, I
in the
love
world.
Commando, 'cause they're
Literally,
seamless.
they're seamless. They're breathable. They're lightweight, and they prevent panty lines. That's the genius thing about them. In fact, this week at New York Fashion Week, all the models are wearing Commando because literally it shows nothing.
Yeah.
All the celebs wear it on the
They're
red
comfortable.
carpet.
They're like a second
Super
skin.
comfortable. It feels like you're wearing nothing, hence the name.
Commando!
Okay. So the prices normally range from $22 to $118. We're doing 50% off, $11 to $59. So this is great stuff.
Put it in my little purse. And I love these. These are amazing.
They're totally great.
And get practical on Valentine's Day. A girl like me appreciates this. So, big thanks to Adam Glassman. The clock is ticking, people. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of our audience are going on with a copy of O Magazine and glove hand treatment and a Flint roller as well. That's good stuff.
Tomorrow, you're gonna love Valentine's Day on The View when our co-host couples go heart to heart with Holly Robinson and Rodney Peete in the Bewlywed Game.
So, welcome back. You know, I don't know if you all have seen this, but a newspaper in Brazil did an amazing thing. They were talking about the new president, but let us show you the picture that they used. It's Alec Baldwin.
They made a little
And
mistake.
that tells you everything. That tells you everything. Listen, we are so thrilled that you all came to this live show. We can't do it without you because otherwise we're just talking heads. So we want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy the view. Yeah.